Good evening. Welcome to Star Talk. I'm Ken Eccles, and we're happy to have you have me with us. Well, happy to have me, and happy to have you as well on this edition of Star Talk. Love to hear from you in this next hour. We have a phone number up there. Have an email address up there too. Quick word about email. We're going to have a different email address. Um, Starting next week. When we come on the air Monday night, I will give you the new email address that we'll be using. Excuse me. Our current email address is so bogged down after 12 years. Um, we need a new one, and I will say something else about that in a second. But let's see if we can. Well, didn't get there in time. Uh, Caller, sorry about that. I had to move something around to get to the phone and I couldn't do it quickly enough. But if you want to call back right now, then we will answer that phone. Anyway, I've been missing some emails lately. Several people have pointed out to me. This email address is just so overwhelmed with scam and spam and fraudsters, and it's just a mess, and things are getting submerged and not noticed. So we're going to start over with a fresh email address on Monday, and we'll tell you about that on Monday. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Hey, Ken, it's Mark from Marion.
Hey, Mark.
Yeah, how you doing?
Doing well, Mark. How are you?
Okay, that's good. I was gonna say remind people about the stew, whatever.
Oh, well, thank you, Mark. Hang on. Hang on. We'll do that right now. Mayodan Boy Scouts Stew, February 22nd, this week. The number to call is 336 949 4248. It's $9 a quart. Mayodan Boy Scouts. It'll be good.
Yeah, and they're doing a stew at the Fourth Avenue and Marion at the Boy Scout hut.
4th Avenue and Mayodan Boy Scout Hut.
Yeah,
Good.
and don't forget about the mass singer tonight.
Oh, I won't forget. I won't see it tonight. I'll probably see it tomorrow, but I won't forget.
And remind Charles McDaniel.
Oh, I'll
Uh,
remind him.
but anyway, I was going to tell you, I donate money for charity for three causes. I sent money to St. Jude Children's Hospital,
Hmm.
Shriners Children's Hospital, and ASCAP, something like that, for the dogs and cats.
Okay. Well, good, Mark. That's a very good thing to do.
Yeah, I hope more people do it, but because they need to look at the kids and the cats and dogs.
Excellent suggestion, Mark. We appreciate your mentioning that.
Okay, okay, thanks, Ken.
Thanks for calling, Mark. Good to hear from you. Uh, Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Good evening, Ken. Briscoe from Huntsville.
Hey, Briscoe, you sound like you're on a different phone.
Well, I am. I called in to just tell you that I'm on my cell phone, which I don't normally use, but Brightspeed, my landline into the house home phone, has been out since sometime Sunday night or Monday.
Oh,
And
no.
they say they having outages in the area, and whether or not that's true or not, but they would try to get it going, but it's been 3 days.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Briscoe. I'm glad you got your cell phone, though. And I'll tell you the truth, your cell phone sounds better than your other phone.
Well, I pay enough every month for both of them.
I guess so. Well, you sound great on this phone.
Thank you very much. Good to talk to you. Have a good evening.
Well, thanks, Briscoe. We appreciate it. I hope that all that gets cleared up soon. Briscoe having another phone issue. But man, I hardly recognize Briscoe's voice on that phone. Sounded so good. Uh, Phone line's open. The email address, as at least for tonight, the email address is still the same, KECHOLS47 @gmail.com. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Good evening, Ken. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm all right, thank you. A lot better. I felt worse today than yesterday, but I just ate some chicken soup. I'm still living anyway.
Okay, well, that's good. That's a good move in the right direction for sure.
Oh, I guess. I just want to pass on my time, give some people some information that might help them.
Okay, what is
And
it?
all right, the only carrier I've found that does this is T-Mobile, and I have T-Mobile.
Okay.
All right, I have not had one spam call. This Saturday will be a month.
Really?
You dial #662# and send. The thing will come up, says USB as something code. It'll say, congratulations, you have turned on spam blocker. To turn it off, use #632# send, and that turns it off.
So it's been a month.
It's been a month. Now I still get the Medicare, callers because they're not spam or they got a legitimate thing going.
Well, yeah, Medicare's real.
Right. And, but all the others, I don't get none of them foreign people. I don't have to make fun of them or anything like that anymore. I kind of miss it, but
I can't believe you've been a month. I don't think there's been any month in the last 20 years when I haven't gotten a scam call.
Yeah. I wasn't getting any till I got very few on my cell phone until I got rid of my house phone.
Yeah.
Then they just started coming in regular on my cell phone, just like it did on my house. And that's why I got rid of the house. So I found that number by accident. So then I searched, Googled it, and found that it says in there, you Google number to block spam calls, and you put your carrier name like T-Mobile, Verizon, and if they have one of those numbers, it'll come up and on YouTube.
Okay.
You can Google it to YouTube or just Google it, and it'll tell you exactly what to do. But most phones do not offer that. Verizon don't. And I read that an iPhone and the Android, I have Android, does. But I'm not sure if it's just T-Mobile or what. You may have to find your own code by looking up your carrier and typing that in. But
all right, tell them again what it is that you Googled. What did you enter into Google?
Well, I don't know how. It was in settings.
Mm-hmm.
And then it had special settings or something like that. So I clicked on it. It said, type in #662# send to block all spam calls. So I did that. And it said it told me to buy my phone. They're all blocked, and they sure have been.
Well, that's amazing. Now, I'm sure you understand this, that some scammer is going to get through at some point because, they can get new numbers faster than the blockers can block all the numbers. So they may still get you at some point, but obviously you've vastly improved your situation.
Yeah, it's an automated block. It's AI, I guess, but T-Mobile offers it. It's free, so it's sure worth stopping all these spam calls. People can Google it and try to find their phone in there.
Well, yeah, everybody ought to do that. I expect there are people. I might be one of them. I expect there are people who would even pay a little bit of money for that if they could get it done.
I know, I would too.
But free is all the better.
I know it. I talked to my buddy. He said, Verizon don't offer that. I said, well, tell them T-Mobile does for free.
Well, that's interesting. Let's all check our phones in settings and also see if we can Google that.
Advanced advanced settings or something like that.
All right.
You just have to keep tapping till you find what you're looking for, because it may not, maybe under notifications, it may be under whatever, till you find it.
All right. Well, if we know it exists, we're willing to tap for a while to look for it if we know it's there somewhere.
Yeah. Hey, I'm going to break rank this week, and I'm going to.
Eric Jones.
Oh, you got my email?
I just got it today. I don't know when you sent it, but I just got it today, which is why.
Well, you wasn't on.
Which is why.
I sent that one yesterday, I believe. But,
well, there's been a lot of latency and a lot of junk in there, and that's why we're going to have a new email starting next week. We're going to start fresh with a clean one, because I have missed some lately.
Wow, I just got this one memorized.
Well, that took 12 years. I'm sure you'll live another 12 years to memorize the new one.
I don't know about living another 12 years. Whew.
No, well, it'll be something easy to remember. I'm going to try to get startalk@gmail.com is what I'm going to ask for if it's available.
That'll be good. I really hated giving up my house phone because, Olive Draper's always been 635 prefix.
Yeah.
And my house phone was 1111.
Really?
Yep.
Boy.
I hated giving up that number, but it was worth it to get rid of the spam calls.
Yeah, I mean, you got to give something to get something in this world.
I tell people, if you forget my phone number, you really got a problem.
1111. What are the odds?
Somebody else has got it now, I guess. I may call it to see who's there.
Yeah, just call them
I
up.
know I'm not. I know I'm not.
Maybe the extended warranty people will get that one.
Have a good night, Ken.
Thanks for calling. Thanks. Okay, Mr. Draper has discovered how to block spam calls. We should all look into that. Phone line is open at that number. The email address is kechols47@gmail.com. Let me get over here to the page. As you heard, Mr. Draper is breaking his pattern. Mr. Draper is taking Eric Jones for Atlanta. Also, a few others have come in. Mr. NASCAR has the 12 for Atlanta. And a couple more I'll mention in a second. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
How you doing tonight, Kent?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. I got to agree with you about Briscoe, man. That cell phone took 30 years off of him, it sounded like.
I did not know who he was until he said his name. I really didn't.
I didn't either, man. He said his name. I said, which one, I wonder? But, I guess it's him.
Yeah, that phone sounds great.
It does, man. If I was him, I'd just give up that house phone and go with that one, because it's got to be more reliable than what he's got for a house phone.
Well, his house phone, I guess he's sort of, at least for the time being, he's given it up anyway because it doesn't work.
Right.
But I hope they'll fix it.
Yeah. Yeah, you're talking about that block on cell phones and stuff, Ken. I switched from Verizon to AT&T here a couple of years ago, and they charged me $2.99 a month for this Shield or Guard or whatever it is, and I've not gotten a spam call at all on it ever since then, and it's at least a year.
Really? That's pretty impressive.
I mean, it works like a top.
Oh,
and my house phone is with Spectrum, and I was getting them like night and day. I think one reason they give me such a hard time was because I'd mess with them some, and that they got tired of it. So I mean, they was ringing my house from 8 to 7 every night, 5 days a week. But I called Spectrum and told them, I said, listen, I either want to pull my phone out or change my number. And since I've changed my number, I have not got a spam call on it yet. And that's been, oh, Lord, probably 6 months or more.
Well, this is sort of annoys me because I'm sitting here getting these things every day. and there are people out there in the world not getting any. I don't like that. I've got to figure out how to stop them on my phone because they're driving
Yeah.
me crazy.
Yeah, well, I done got.
I have Boost Mobile
Uh-huh.
is what I
Okay.
have. And as far as I know, they don't offer spam block. I might be mistaken about that, so don't take that as absolute fact. I know there was a time when they didn't. Maybe they do now, and it's probably time for me to check again.
Hmm. Well, it's well worth it, Ken. I mean, I done got to the point with my house phone. I mean, I couldn't call out. Well, I could call out, but it stayed busy. And the answering machine, I mean, it just stayed full. So I said, no, I just can't deal with this no more. So I told Spectrum, I said, I got to have a number change or just give it up.
All right.
And
Well,
I don't know.
I'm looking at my phone right now,
Mhm.
and I can tell you I've had three today, three spam calls today.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a typical, I probably get about that many every day.
Yeah.
Some days
It's
more.
annoying. I know that.
Yeah, isn't it? And texts, do you get spam texts?
No, I get something from like Duke Power or Spectrum or something like that, about my bill. But no, I don't. Not
Oh,
on
well,
my cell phone.
I got a text today that is obviously a scam. I'll read it, and when we have a little time here, I'll read that in case anybody else is getting it, because it's clearly a scam, no doubt about it.
Right. What's going to happen to the mayor of New York? Is he going to keep his job, or is the governor going to fire him, or is that panel going to let him go? Or what's going to happen with that, you think?
I don't know. The Obviously, I'm not privy to information about the mayor of New York. I know that everybody in the U.S. Attorney's Office in New York City who has been heard from, and that's seven people, the seven people who resigned, uh, all say that the evidence is in their estimation, the evidence is incontrovertible that the guy is a crook.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's a crook. I'm just saying the seven prosecutors say that the evidence is overwhelming. So now that'll go to the governor. Will go to the governor, and there's also another process that's underway in New York for removing a mayor. So I don't know. We will see.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I see where Trump and Vance over there, and they was talking to the people in Munich earlier, and I can see right now that Trump's siding with Putin all over again, just like he did in Helsinki. I mean, how can you have negotiations over a war settlement if Ukraine is not involved in any shape, form, or fashion? I mean, how does that happen, Ken, logically?
Well, that wouldn't be, in my estimation, that wouldn't be a legitimate negotiation if it went that way. Now, the White House says that they talked with Zelensky and that they're now talking with Trump. I mean, with Putin, and that these are preliminary discussions. And the White House says when they actually get down to the negotiating, that Ukraine will be involved. So we will see.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. I mean, I heard Trump say out of his own mouth that Ukraine started that war, and I don't think anybody within half mind at all believes that. But
no, Ukraine didn't start the war.
Not at all. Not at all. All right, Ken. Thanks for taking my call, man. Have a good weekend.
Well, thanks for calling. Good to hear from you. Phone line is open up there now. And let's see, a couple more for Atlanta. Captain Midnight has the 48, and the Lady in Black has taken the 5. From whom have we not heard? Haven't heard from Pretty Man yet, and if we're lucky, we won't hear from Pretty Man. But again, we might hear from him. Also, we're hearing here from urgent reminder from Danville. I'll figure this one out in just a second. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Hey, Ken, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, early bird. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Y'all was talking about them spam calls. I was sitting in the living room about 7 o'clock, about 4 o'clock, 4:30. I got 4 of them right in a row, back to back on the answer machine, on the land phone, landline.
Man.
Got one. The first one rang, and then next rung about, I guess, 2 minutes right after that, and then next about 2 minutes right after that, and next about 2 minutes right after that.
Wow. Well,
when I can borrow $80,000, I can get $80,000 and something about my taxes and all this. So I just listen to it. I don't pay no attention to them, to tell you the truth. I just don't.
Well,
it don't bother me at all.
well, that's the smart way to do it. But you know, and I'm sure you do know that there are people, about probably the numbers say about 5% of people who get those calls will follow through on them and lose their money. About one person in every 20 falls for one of those schemes. But let's not be that 1 person in 20.
No, I'm not. Plus, I get them on my cell phone too. They call me. They call, say, from Burlington or all different kind of cities, from.
Have you ever gotten one from yourself?
No, I ain't got one from myself yet.
I had one. The caller ID came up and had my name on it. I was calling myself.
Well, I'm darned. I've heard of that. Have you?
I've heard it.
I wonder how they done that.
I've heard it from a couple of people. Well, it's pretty easy for them to spoof now if they've got the right software. They can disguise who they are, and I guess they just randomly picked my name from somewhere, so they were calling as me.
I've been calling. No, I ain't got one calling as me yet.
Well,
okay. Well, I'll let you go. I just say what, Ken?
I was saying you probably will sooner or later.
Oh yeah, well, I won't down the road probably get one. But I'll let you go. How you like this weather, this cold weather and snow?
Well, it's all right with me. It looks like we're not going to get as much snow as we thought we were going to get.
I'm glad we're not. I'm glad. I hope we don't get none in the morning either.
Well, I didn't especially want 5 inches of snow. There's going to be some early tomorrow morning. It's supposed to snow for a couple of hours, but it probably will not amount to very much. So I guess we got lucky.
I hope we do. I hope we stay lucky like that. Okay, well, I'll let you go and let somebody else call in.
Thank you.
Talk to you later.
Thanks for calling. Yep, it appears that we were talking last night about there were 2 forecasts floating around. One that said 1 to 3 inches of snow, and one that said 3 to 5. It doesn't look right. Maybe I shouldn't say this, but I'll say it anyway. Right now, it doesn't look like we're even going to get the possible 3 inches, because out there on my lawn, there's maybe a half inch, maybe not even a half inch out there. It's not even enough to cover the grass. And the people who claim to know say that there will be, I saw somebody on TikTok, what do they call it? A snow burst. There will be a snow burst tomorrow morning. I think maybe between 8 and 10 or between 9 and 11 or something. But it's probably not going to add very much accumulation to what we already have. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Well, good evening, Mr. Ken. You did not come on till 7:12, sir.
7:12. Really? I didn't know that.
I'm going to have a word with Charles tomorrow.
It may come. I know this might be drastic, but it may come to you may have to drive up there and see him in person.
Then I'll send the boys up there to talk to him then.
All right. Well, I'm pretty sure he does not want the boys coming to his office, so that might make an impression.
Well, I'll tell them to make an appointment with him to make sure they get to talk to him.
All right. Well, I'm sure you will handle that in well, I was going to say in the best way. I'm not sure you'll handle it in the best way, but I'm sure you'll handle it one way or another.
Oh yeah, I might have to. I might have to have the limousine brought out where I'll have to go up there and talk to him.
Wow, that is drastic. That is drastic when you bring out the limousine. Is that the one
Oh
with
yeah,
the tinted is that the one with the tinted windows?
yeah. It's the black one with the tinted windows,
Yeah.
armor plated.
Yeah, you don't want to see that pulling up in front of your house.
Oh no, I'm not going to his house. I'm going to a theater.
Well, no, I realize that. I'm just saying in the general sense, you don't want to see that pulling up in front of your house or in front of your theater.
Oh well, that's all right with me. I mean, I don't care. Oh, remind Mark Millionaire, Mass Singer tonight, 8 o'clock on Channel 8 on your local Fox station.
All right. Well, he called earlier and said to remind you.
Oh, okay. And another thing, the race in Atlanta will be the number 5 to win, and we'll leave the rest of the field eating its. Other words, it will be eating his tires.
Eating his time. Okay.
And yeah,
Oh,
tire when the rubber comes off his tires,
yeah,
they will
right.
be getting it to them.
They'll be eating the tire droppings. All right. Well, let's see. You have the 5. Mark has the 5, and the lady in black has the 5. So that's 3 for the 5.
Well, don't worry, we picked a winner, and the rest of them are just going to have to sit back and do a little crying.
All right. Well, we'll certainly look forward to that.
Yeah, I'm just being a little rough because I'm just being me. Well, thank you, sir, and bye bye.
Okay. Thanks for calling. Appreciate it. Sounds like something caught his attention there at the end. Phone line is open. You can email us at kechols47@gmail.com. And all right, here is our pick from ChatGPT. Of course, ChatGPT had something to say last night and said that he would have his pick tomorrow. So we have that. We'll get to that in a minute or two. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Yes, Ken. How you doing tonight?
Good. How are you?
All right, Ken. It's good to have different opinions and stuff like that we can debate and give one opinions without personal attack.
Sure.
And I like for it to go on like that. But tonight I'd like to give my opinion of Mr. Elon Musk.
All right.
He's a little different. Starting off, I would not put a crook in charge of the country's financial cut. And I use facts, not theories. Elon Musk ran a lottery to get people to sign up for Donald Trump's last election. Now, when he got caught, he admitted himself, not liberal, he knew the winners before the drawing for each $1 million drawing. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay, so he admitted in his own words the drawing was crooked. Now, why put a crook over the country's finances and cut? If he steals from their own supporters, won't he steal from the country? And since Trump election, he has been awarded several $1 billion in government contract while he cut the education department, CIA, FBI, and governmental grants. Now, Musk claimed $8 billion in savings, while the receipts presented today added up to $8 million, not $8 billion. So, and one thing that's bothered me also, our nuclear plants personnel have been cut by this oversight committee of his. And you think of a nuclear plant personnel cut by $1 billion now, and his 22 and 23-year-old kids, which some of them have never seen a nuclear plant before. And I don't feel like it makes us safer. So, you know, that's my opinion. Huh?
Well, there's a website. There's a Doge website. I don't know how many people know that or how many people have been there, but I have, and I've looked at what's there, and I know on that website there are lists of what has been cut and the values of things that have been cut, and there is still there is that $8 million contract that he described as an $8 billion contract is still there, and it is still listed as $8 billion. Well, they haven't corrected that yet. But I guess the point is, if you go there and you start adding up all the savings that are depicted on the website, it doesn't come anywhere, not anywhere close to the $55 billion that he says. Now, it may well be that there are a lot of things that haven't been put on the website yet. I mean, I acknowledge that's certainly a possibility. It could be a slow process, and maybe it's not easy to keep the website up to date. But it does say right at the top of the website, we've saved $55 billion. But the website, the information on the website does not reflect that. It might reflect it at some point. I'll keep watching.
Yeah, and one thing that concerned me, why fire all of these inspector generals when they are the one that detect fraud in our country and government. And the last thing is, today Trump tweeted on his website addressing the New York issues and position he has taken. He tweeted, "Long live the king." Now, that's not hard for me to understand. It was only two people involved, and that was Mayor Adams and Trump. And so I don't think he was referring to Mayor Adams as the king, but I think he has become so emboldened now that he was addressing himself when he said, "Long live the king." And America doesn't need a king. And that's just my opinion.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, Ken.
Good night. Phone line is open. If you'd like to give us a call, you can send us an email at kechols47@gmail.com. And let's see. I actually have the wrong phone. I need I need this phone to see the emails. Emailer says, "Ken, how much snow did you get? Interested in knowing what people around the area got. At about an inch on the roads, Huntsville, maybe a quarter of an inch. Also, do you know what the district covers that Page and Berger will primary for next year? Is it Rockingham County and Northern Guilford only? Also, I guess a Democrat could beat either in general election, but I kind of doubt a Democrat would beat either if it's all Rockingham County and just Northern Guilford County, unless Greensboro gets into the district. Well, we'll get back to that one in a second. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Thank you, Ken, for taking my call.
Sure.
Couple of things. Carolina playing NC State tonight. They up 25 points in the first half. Carolina is
25 in the first half?
Yeah, it's still 5 minutes to go.
Good grief.
Second thing, every morning, me and Early Bird meet down at the Railroad Cafe at 6 o'clock in the morning, every morning. So we want to invite you to come on down. It's 6 o'clock in the morning at the Railroad Cafe.
6 o'clock, and you're there every day?
Every morning at 6 o'clock.
Well, one of these days I'm going to show up.
Okay. We'll be there.
Okay.
Take care.
All right. Thanks for calling. Appreciate that. 6 o'clock in the morning, every morning at the Railroad Cafe. Since I've been retired, I don't get up at 6 o'clock in the morning a whole lot, but I'm going to make an exception, and I'm going to make it to the Railroad Cafe at 6 o'clock one of these mornings and have breakfast with those gentlemen. Now, let's see. How much snow did we get? Out here on my front yard, it's probably less than a half inch. I'll go ahead and be generous, and whatever, I'll round it off to about a half inch is what we got right here. Emailer says Huntsville had about a quarter of an inch. As far as the state Senate district, which is district, is it 26? I know it's not 26. Oh, well, whatever number it is. It's Rockingham County, and they redrew it. I think it is still part of northern Guilford County. Greensboro is not. I don't believe any Greensboro precincts are in that district anymore. It is basically Rockingham County and northern Guilford County. And everybody is intrigued and interested and excited at the prospect of the sheriff, Sam Page, challenging Phil Berger for that Senate seat. I don't know any more about it than you do. In fact, you may know more about it than I do. I don't have any inside information, but it's something that we could see, and it would be a really, really, really interesting contest to watch, because Phil Berger is obviously well established in that Senate seat, has brought a lot of changes, has been a leading figure. Phil Berger's probably been the leading figure in the General Assembly for more than a decade now. Sam Page, on the other hand, is a very popular sheriff who would have an enormous level of support in Rockingham County. So that one would be interesting to watch. We will see how that turns out. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Hello, Ken. How are you tonight?
Good. How are you?
I'm fine and enjoying this here about 5 or 6 inches of snow we got here.
You got
in
what?
Danville.
You got how much?
No, I just kidding.
Oh, okay, I see. All right, now I understand.
Okay. Yes. Ken, when's the last time you had some rice pudding with raisins in it?
About a year. Around a year.
Okay, I'm sitting there eating me a bowl of it right now. This thing is delicious.
Yeah, I need to have it again. That stuff is good.
It is really delicious. I've seen it in there. She was cooking it. I've seen it in the oven bubbling like that. I asked how long will it be before it's done. She said she's waiting for it to get brown on the top. Yeah. but it is good.
Do you wait for it to cool or just run in there and burn yourself like I do?
No, I did. It's been almost about an hour. It's been sitting on top of the stove now, cooling off. Yeah.
Wow. Oh, that's
Yeah.
good stuff.
Yeah. Okay. I want to ask a question. I heard Liberal talking a while ago, but I was listening to Donald Trump. He said that Ukraine started the war with Putin. That's not true, right?
I don't know how, I don't see how you could say that Ukraine started the war. It was the Russians who invaded.
That's what I thought. I mean, I seen on World News tonight. Hey, but another thing, I'm getting off the subject though, but look, have you heard any more about this man? I mean, did you see where this man got swallowed by this whale while he was kayaking and the whale spit him back out?
I did. I saw
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't see it. I saw the story about that. That's the craziest thing I have ever heard. Swallowed and then spit back up.
Now that was Jonah, wasn't it? There was Jonas in the Bible that got swallowed by the whale.
I was about to say we've read about that in the Bible, but I certainly have not heard of it since until now.
Until now, I was watching it on the news right there. I was watching it when the whale took him in, and then all of a sudden you seen him come back out again. I'm like, wow, yeah, man, and that was a miracle. Yes, sir. But
I'll tell you what, he's got a story to tell for the rest of his life.
He sure has. I was wondering how
I don't care wherever he is, no matter what story anybody tells, he's going to be able to top it.
He done topped it. Ain't nobody else in the world got one that'll top that story right there. No.
I don't think so.
No, sir. No, sir. But Ken, I thought I had to call and get that out right there. But I appreciate you taking my call, and maybe you can get your wife to fix you some rice pudding.
I'm going to try. Thank you.
Okay, Ken. You have a nice evening. Thanks for taking my call.
Good night. Let's see. We have a little while left, and we have emails to catch up on. Heck, we might even have one from Pretty Man. Oh, good. We don't. We do have this one. Ken, please take time to read that scam email you got. It might save someone their money. Okay, that's a good idea. I will read it. It was a scam text, actually, not an email. A text, and I think I'm going to have to go to the other phone to read that. I'll tell you, even while I'm looking for it, I'll tell you basically what it was. The text said, here it is. Here's what it said. The text says, thanks, payment of $1,857.26 for iPhone 15 from Amazon approved, and will appear in your statement, is out for delivery. To cancel, call 1-888-774-2660. So the gist of it is they're trying to make you think that somebody has gone to Amazon, bought an iPhone for almost $1,900, and that it is now out for delivery, and that the $1,900 charge will appear on your, or in this case, on my next Amazon statement. And then they give you a number to call to cancel. So the way they set it up is you're going to have to pay $1,900 for an iPhone that somebody else is getting unless you call this number to cancel. Now, you should notice a couple of things right offhand. They spell Amazon wrong. Actually, they spell it A-M&ZON, Amazon. And then you would want to notice right offhand that the number they give you to call to cancel is not an Amazon number. It's an 808 area code number. And of course, if it was an Amazon number, it would be an 800 number. But I called because I wanted to know what would happen. And here is what happens when you call. you say, okay, this $1,900 payment, I got the notice for it. I don't know anything about that. I did not make that purchase. Then they will tell you, and yes, they tell you in a foreign accent, then they will say, all right, you can cancel it. And here's what you have to do to cancel. In order to cancel this, you have to fill out a cancellation form. Now, right there, you know that when you want to cancel something on Amazon, you don't have to go online and fill out a form. That's not how it works. But that's what these people will tell you to do. And after that, the guy on the phone says, I'm going to give you a web address, and you go to the web address that I give you, and then that's where you'll find the cancellation form. So he gives you a web address telling you you have to go there. And then he says, once you get there, I will give you a 4-digit code that you have to enter at that website, and then you'll get the cancellation form so that you can cancel. None of that makes any sense. That's not what you do to cancel a sale, cancel a purchase on Amazon. That simply is not how that works. And that should tell you right there that this is not right. There are folks, though, who might become confused, who might not use Amazon a lot, who might not realize that this isn't the way Amazon works, and might be convinced by this. Because what's going to happen is if you go to that website that they send you to, and then if you enter in that website the code that this guy gives you, you are probably going to open up a portal from wherever they are into your computer so that they can get into your computer and do who knows what. You might even be downloading a piece of software, a piece of code that they can put on your computer that'll allow them to do, again, who knows what, whenever they want to do. So watch out for this. It is a text. I'm sure they could send it as an email too, that claims you have a big charge at Amazon that you don't know anything about. And then they want you to call a number, which is not an Amazon number, to cancel the thing. If you get something that says you've done this and this and that at Amazon, first of all, you may not, if you don't even have an Amazon account, then that settles the question right there. If you do have an Amazon account, don't call that number. Just go straight to Amazon. Look in your account at Amazon where they have a complete listing of everything that's been ordered in your name. And if it's not there, then it's not real. So I got that one just this afternoon. It's the first time I've seen it. I don't know if it's new. I just know that I haven't seen it before. So if I'm seeing it, chances are you may see it at some point. So now you know. It's not real. Don't let them get you. Okay, now getting back to slowly but surely, getting back to emails here. We got this one from, here's one that says, I think Sam Page will go in by a landslide, says this emailer. And here we have a pick from Tar Heel in Mayadan, who picks Chase Elliott for Atlanta. Let me get that one written down. Tar Heel in Mayadan has the number 9 for Atlanta. And now we have, and we've all been waiting for this, we have the pick here from ChatGPT. What time is it? ChatGPT says, I am back with my pick for the race at Atlanta. After crunching the numbers and analyzing the trends, I'm rolling with William Byron to take the checkered flag. He's got the momentum after his Daytona 500 win, and Hendrick Motorsports always brings fast cars to these intermediate tracks. If he keeps it clean and avoids the chaos, he's got a great shot at victory lane. I have been provided with links to your YouTube channel so that I can analyze and interact with the participants on your show. Although I am currently unable to do this in a live setting, I can view your shows after they have concluded, considering that I have something even more important to talk about. Mark from Mayodan and Charles Wells, I need your full attention. I know that you're both deep thinkers, highly intellectual, and focused on the big issues in life. So naturally, I assume you've been up late at night wondering who is behind the mask. That's right. Don't forget to watch The Masked Singer on Fox. If you miss it, you might have to rely on conspiracy theories and grainy YouTube clips to figure it out. It was actually Bigfoot singing Sweet Caroline. Looking forward to another exciting weekend of racing. Best regards, Chat GPT. Okay, so Chat GPT takes William Byron for Atlanta. Okay. All right, we still haven't heard from Pretty Man. I'm sure he is giving extended thought to his pick. Here's an email about about Elon Musk's computer guys. These kids are geniuses, says the emailer. Musk gets no salary. He has saved taxpayers $55 billion. Just as Trump, Musk don't want or need anyone's money. And then there is this one that says, hello, Ken. I think that if Sam Page challenges Phil Berger, that Sam Page will win and win pretty easily. Plus, I think that Phil Berger has spent all the time in the General Assembly that he wants to. I think Phil Berger is getting ready to run for higher office. And he might not even run if Sam Page decides to run. Phil Berger might just say, okay, I'm not even going to run for the state Senate. I'm going to run for the governor or for the United States Congress. So that's how I see it. Well, that's an interesting thought, emailer. Senator Berger has been at it a long time, maybe. I mean, I don't know. That's what I should emphasize above everything else. I don't know. But it's certainly conceivable that Senator Berger might be ready to go on to a different place, some higher place in politics. So we don't know. I'll just say what I've said before. If Sam Page decides to make a contest of that, then it's going to be very, very interesting to watch. Oh, here it is. Do not despair. Is it too late? Not quite. Do not despair, my public. I, Pretty Man, have come now to inform you of the victory at Atlanta to win the race. That just sings. What language? The victory at Atlanta to win the race, and the person driving the car that wins the race. The person driving the car that wins the race in Atlanta will be the person Tyler Reddick. Okay, we cut through all the nonsense here. We see that Pretty Man is taking the 45, Tyler Reddick, for Atlanta. I believe the Pretty Man is the second, the second one to take the 45 at Atlanta. So thank you, Pretty Man, for not writing any more than you wrote. And your pick, the 45, is in the book. And that's all the time we have for Star Talk. We're on the air Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. I hope you'll join us next time. Thanks for watching. I'm Ken Eccles.